Good evening. Welcome back. This video is going to talk about how COVID-19 is going to impact the U.S. election turnout. Um, so recently, a professor at Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies says that anxiety related to the coronavirus pandemic has the potential to dampen participation and could encourage a flight to safety for voters. So what's going to happen is because of the pandemic and because of the coronavirus, uh, we may see a lot of voters not come out for the election in 2020, and this could have a drastic impact on the results because the presidential candidates are going to depend on certain demographics of people, and this could just influence the entire election. Um, I understand the safety reasons of why people don't want to go out um, and vote in the polls, but people can still apply for absentee ballots. And I understand that that's a lot more work for them to do, but if safety is your main concern and that you are an American citizen, you should take voting pretty seriously. And I think that this is going to have a huge impact on the 2020 election. Um, I'm reading this article and it just talks about how the pandemic is already affecting the primary race in ways. Some states decided to postpone their primaries or shift to vote by mail. Others are battling in court to determine whether they can change their primary date. Um, so it really becomes a question of uh, should the election be postponed until it's um, safe to vote, but then it would mess up our entire infrastructure for our democracy. I mean, this pandemic is really impacting not only our jobs and economy, but also the way that our government functions. And you can see it taking a big toll on some of Bernie Sanders supporters, and that's why he ended up having to drop out of the race for the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party. Um, and if people don't use the absentee ballots, it could very well have an impact on both Donald Trump supporters and Joe Biden supporters. But the Joe Biden supporters typically are more educated and are willing to put more work in to vote because they appreciate um, their right to vote. That's usually the older demographic, is what he draws to the table. And we could see a big shift in how a lot of political scientists thought that this was going to go, which was Donald Trump being reelected because of his shift in the economy. But amongst this pandemic, it could very well shift to Biden's favor. And we'll have to wait and see. I know it's far off from November, but it's a very important thing to think about and figure out how we should go about shaping the U.S. general election this fall. Thank you for your time. I hope you check out my other videos.